issue of toxicity in relationships. How do you spot these things before they become problem?
So many factors, personally, probably your background, peer group pressure, the kind of family you're from.
For someone to be toxic in a relationship is because they think they have a lot to lose. They think they've invested a lot in something.
A lot of what we see today is always the men doing something to the women. If it's not the woman committing suicide, it's the man killing the woman.
But sometimes even within our parents themselves, all through their lives, they are used to cursing themselves
100.
as a love language.
If
If you are in a relationship, when you are afraid of your partner, you are in a toxic relationship.
I'm being overprotective. The last time we did something, if there's a gauge, I'll be like, okay, the last time this place was closed. Okay.
There's one trend that is going on now that every man that passes their wife and did not slap the bum, there's something wrong. They are taking stupidity.
Hi guys, welcome to the Delivery Room. This is the show where we have the tough conversations, the hot conversations, and the hard conversations. Conversations that people like to shy away from, but are very germane to our relationships, our marriages, and how we even live life generally. Thank you for joining us on this particular episode. I am your host with the most for today. My name is Beeb. And as usual, we have the usual cast in the house who are going to tackle and talk about the issues, the topic for today. So with me in the studio are the usual cast, most of the faces you know, and also some surprises for you today. To my far right, I have Femi, Crystal Ventures. Thank you for joining us today.
How you doing?
How you doing now?
I did, Baba, as usual. Nice to see you again, yeah?
Good to see you too, bro.
First time on cap.
Yeah.
I really don't see you on cap.
I tried to look the part today.
All right.
All right, I have Kenny with me. Kenny is our G.
Yes, now.
Unfortunately, the only female on this set.
Of course.
I hope you can handle it.
I can,
Okay,
definitely.
we shall see. I know, I trust you. And then we have Nakel in the building. Nakel is the most wanted person.
Exactly.
I hope you have bodyguard when you move around.
VIP.
A lot of people might be willing to stone you. Just watch your back. And then we have a big fish in the house. He's popular. He's a filmmaker. He's everything you need to know. And of course, you get to meet him more on the show. We have OJ Makanaki in the building.
Yes, boss. I greet everybody. Yeah, and it's also nice to be joining the program today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. All right, so going straight into the show. Recently, a man was arrested somewhere in Nasarawa State. A gospel artist was arrested with a human head. And during the course of the whole drama, the controversies, he made some claims, he made some revelations that were shocking to people. And one of the things that he brought to the fore was the issue of toxicity in relationships. How do you spot these things before they become they become a problem? The lady that lost her life, rest in peace, but maybe she had seen certain things that she had overlooked. Those are the things we're going to be talking about today. So I'll start with you, OJ. What makes someone toxic?
Okay, talking about being toxic. So many factors, personally, I feel can add to someone being toxic. Probably your background, peer group pressure, the kind of family you're from. Okay, let's pick it from this angle. In a family whereby probably your parents, your mom, in the morning when she's about to wake you up, she'll be like, "You walk bang, didn't let you? Oh, Tito Gini." Or in a family whereby your dad will be like, "Hi everybody, good morning everybody, wake up." With love, with show of love. In if you're not being brought up with show of love, giving it out might be difficult. So I feel
Nakel, what do you think a toxic person exhibits? And what makes someone even toxic? What makes the description
from
toxic?
the word we have today, It's far different from the world that we were raised from. You understand? But for you to be toxic is because you are showing entitlement to something. And what gives birth to most of all these things is irrelevant responsibility that people are taking. Imagine a guy, we don't know, there are many things. What that guy said to me, that maybe they are not in a relationship, they are this, they are that. Most of what he said is still lies. But he still is one out of, let's say, 1 million of what is happening in Nigeria or in relationship. Okay. You understand? For someone to be toxic in a relationship, you're going to look people that are so toxic. It's because they think they have a lot to lose. They think they've committed or they've invested a lot in something. Just like people in boyfriend and girlfriend. That's why I said people are taking priorities to another level. You understand? A boyfriend that is paying allowances to a girl that he has not been married to is madness, it's stupidity. You understand? By the time you are paying that girl and the girl do something that want to walk away, you are looking like, I've invested in you. You can't go. If it's not your wife and you put her in home, these are what give birth to toxic. Because by the time you've investment in other partner, it what causes this thing. Though we have some girls that are wish. Yeah. It's not because they are initiated into any occultic, but your attitude can even tell that you are a witch.
But I think you're looking at it from the angle of being a man to a woman. A female can be toxic too.
That is what I'm saying, that some girls are witches.
Okay.
You understand? When Yoruba do make one proverb that anything costs sonu lowe. Any talking call it over cook my way. And no, I thought it's son. Some girls, maybe because of this, what do we call them? Millennium. No, they are not millennium. What? All this Gen Z. They don't even know. People that are not even up to parent, they want to. People that are not supposed to have boyfriend. Look at that girl of 19 years. Girl of 19 years now. Some of them are even having 5 S's, 4 S's. All this mentality, just from what OJ said, your upbringing matters. By the time you are exposed into a relationship at a tender age, when you are not supposed to expose to, you are becoming another thing.
Okay, I'll come back to you now. I'll come to you, Kenny, now. So, based on what has been established, toxicity, both in male, both in female, and I think it exists in different realms. Even at home, there are toxic people at home, there are toxic people in the office, there are toxic people in the markets. You meet them everywhere. So, what is that thing for you personally? What is that thing for you that screams toxicity?
Toxicity basically just means something that is bad, something that is not good. And just like what he said, it can spawn from different kind of angles. It can spawn from the family, the community, then of course the person themselves. So those are the 3 things that I feel like comes up with toxicity. Yes, it happens for both male and female. And the reality of it is that the world that we are today, because he's mentioning women, they are like which. Even the men, till date, a lot of what we see today, let me see, they're not wizards, they're just useless, naturally. So now, this is it. This is it. Let me explain. You can see I'm not taking it. Why is it that every time I'm always taking it personal? Today, let me speak. Because you've taken your juice now, you have relaxed. So let me speak. So the fact about it is that a lot of what we see today is always the men doing something to the women. If it's not the woman committing suicide, it's the man killing the woman. And that is where all these things are being trusted into.
Half share of the property.
Half share of the property. That is what you are worried about. But women are getting killed. And you are talking about half of the property. Is that what you're supposed to be talking about?
Women not killing men.
Women not killing men. How many of you are we seeing today?
What of the
in the last 5 years, how many men today has killed a lot of women, even emotionally and physically?
Some men are walking dead.
And you're talking about women being witches. Women, so women are not working dead. That's why they're committing suicide. That is why they're killing themselves. Please.
Okay, I'll come to you. Femi, this is about to get it.
It's becoming a 2-man show,
yeah. Let's not make it that. So, How do you think toxicity manifests in relationships? What are the things that you?
Okay, so like OJ said, upbringing. But I want to look at the upbringing from another angle, not just because of how our parents, raised us in the languages and in the emotions they used, but sometimes even within our parents themselves, the husband and the wife, when all through their lives, they are used to cursing themselves as a love language. Let's put it that way. Or if their husband does not slap the wife, or they don't come to the main road to shout.
From relationship. Start from relationship.
I'm even talking of while we were growing up.
The root.
Yes. Our uncles, our aunties, three streets away, they're always fighting. We see it as the basis for relationship, not to even talk of marriage. Then again, we as we were growing older and we started settling down, as individuals too, yeah. Some of the signs you see is either from the male or from the female, is you as a person, first of all, have series of ideologies. As a person, this is what I'm setting out to get. If I'm not seeing A, B, C, D in this man, if I'm not seeing E, F, G, H in this woman, I'm not going ahead of this. The moment I see IJ,
Yeah,
I'm pulling
you're
out.
good. But
Yes, that's
but it is usually not set in stone. You may not always get those things.
no.
But
I mean
what-
for the toxicity itself.
Yes.
The moment I see a
okay,
lady
yeah, there are
exhibiting,
lines that you cannot.
Yes.
Once they cross the line,
Once
yes.
they cross the line,
Okay, now let me now tell you what can be toxic to me.
Yeah.
Might not be toxic to Kenny.
Yeah, of
yes.
course.
But I want to know what is toxic to you. What?
Okay, so-
how does it what is that thing that you see? Give me an example of what that thing that you see and this is a toxic trait.
So a toxic trait for me is somebody that is hot-tempered.
Okay.
Any little conversation or any little argument that we cannot sit down and talk,
Yeah.
and you're almost standing up to me and say, like, oh yeah, come and fight, or come
Yeah.
and, or
Yeah.
you're just unnecessarily hot-tempered.
Yeah.
I like my peace of mind.
Okay.
First thing first, I'm pulling out.
You are not hot-tempered.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'll come to you, Jim. So now when you talk about relationships, people often try to mask these traits and try to hide them just for certain purposes. Could be a man, could be a woman, might be hot-tempered, but decide to hide it until, of course, it gets to an advanced stage and all of that. As a man, I want you to talk as a man, as an OG now. How easy is it to mask your toxic traits? How easy is it not to, because of course people can pretend, people can hide, but how easy is it to hide and how easy is it to detect?
Okay. Let me come in from this angle. As a man, whatever we want, and we decide to go for it, nothing can stop us.
Yeah, facts.
We have series of guys that probably, as she is now, just feel, I like this baby. And I'll be like, okay, she can be a very difficult person to get. I'll be like, Iwaleni.
We die here.
We die here. Oh, ni back here. She get. It might take me 1 year. I might not be intentional. Like I might not have good intentions. You get. But just because I just want to get down. You get. Now, as she is, I'm not a perfect person. Along the line, okay, let me chip in this. When I was in the university, there was this friend of mine. He was asking out a lady. He asked her out. She was like, I have a boyfriend, I have this, I have that. But mistakenly for that lady, she was like, my guy is temperamental. My guy is this. My guy. And that guy, it's not that he's 100. He's not 100% perfect. But along the line, on this fateful day, Valentine's Day, that guy did not come. The guy that was present in school with her went to her. Let's hang out. Let's go out. That night, the girl agreed. But it took her like 1 year plus. And they were seen every day. But the girl no agree. Now, the guy acted from what he heard from that lady, that a guy is temperamental. So any small thing, the guy know they complain. The guy will be like, we'll sort it out. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
So he's only doing that to get to the girl. That's what you're saying.
Just because
so not
you
really,
won't tell the girl.
Oh, so the moment he now gets her, the attitude is going to change, right?
No.
That's the toxicity.
No, hold on.
So yeah, what are we saying? That's the toxicity. That's it.
Hold on.
Okay, fine.
Now, eventually, they dated themselves. But the girl was not cool with it. The girl. She was like,
You
I
are
guess
not being
probably she was
natural.
used to that system of raising eyebrow. Okay, my cup, I placed my cup here, and all of a sudden, someone shifted it and be like, wake up, CB, what? Move this cup away from here. And you be like, I'm sorry, don't worry. You get. Now, the girl now came up one day that you are a very deadly person. I'll get you hot. I'll upset you. You don't talk. It simply means there's a problem somewhere. Then she had to go deep. Then she found out that the guy is actually a temperamental person as well.
Okay, so that means that for certain reasons, people can mask all of these things. just to get what they want.
I just told you one
But
year.
now
Yes.
I want to know
Yes, that's-
how would you find out? I want to give you Nakel. I want to give you an example. So there was a while ago, there was this guy that was complaining that he spent 100 million on a lady, trying to get that lady and blah blah blah. When it didn't work out, he came out, started throwing tantrums and all of that.
Talking about Jago.
Yeah, is that a toxic behavior?
Yeah, to the guy is not being toxic. The guy should be thankful that the guy came outside to say it. If you are to be someone like me, where I can't afford that mugun to use money to impress the girl. Yeah, that guy is an idiot. That is the first thing. Most of all these island girls, because they want to date a caliber of a girl, you use money to date. No.
Yeah, use what you have to get
But
what
let me
you want.
just say, yes, I don't even want to make reference to all those kind of people because they don't matter. They are just.
No, I'm just saying what he did based on what he did. Is it a toxic behavior?
If you are in a relationship and you are not happy, aside maybe the only thing that I say can generalize that can make someone not to be happy is when you are broke, you don't have money to take on responsibility. But when you are afraid of your partner, whenever you are around him, you are always cautious of what you do, how you do things. You are in a toxic relationship.
Yes. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have
When
to be.
you are afraid of the person that you cannot even express yourself, you are in a toxic relationship. This kind of toxic relationship, it might not even the person. You might even be the victim, but you might be the person that make yourself to be a victim. Let me make reference to this girl. We were talking about her over the weekend. This Alafin's
Dami.
Dami.
It's portable now.
Yeah, that girl is in a toxic relationship, but that girl, because she lacks value, she has no value. You understand? That is why she put herself in that position. Yoruba do make some proverb only omo lenle tabagbe sórí ẹni.
Tabagbe sórí bed.
No matter, because with her status, even if she came from slum, she has attained a level to have been a wife of Alafin. You have everything. From there, you can trigger and catapult yourself to success.
100.
But because that girl has no value, and these are the kind of people that are going into relationship nowadays. All these girls, most of them don't. We have good people. I have sisters that have value. But at the same time, when we are not talking of value, your value as a woman has an expiry date. By the time you are becoming 35, women become so vulnerable. They want to be in it.
Exactly.
Become desperate.
So no matter what comes their way, they take it.
Then another
thing is that you don't even know this girl. She might, when someone don't have this, what do we call it? Self-worth. I want to
Low
use
self-esteem.
low self-esteem. If someone tell you are ugly, if you leave me, you can't even send it.
Yes.
If you have a self-esteem, that thing is going to stick in your brain.
Then
And it's going to affect. It's going to
Then
kill you.
another one, Abib. Another one is obsessiveness. If you are obsessed,
About somebody.
if I'm obsessed about Kenny,
Yeah.
and I feel like Kenny is the only girl I can marry, any girl or man, if you're obsessed with your about a particular gender,
Yeah.
you are going to indirectly, knowingly and unknowingly, find yourself in a toxic.
Kenny, I want to ask you a question before we go for break. Do you think that ladies most times ignore red flags because of the situation or because of the transactional nature of relationships that Nakel alluded to? So do you think we have situations where ladies feel like, oh, this guy has money, so I have to really suck it up. Oh, Shebi, you just slap me. I can live with that. You know, do you think that happens a lot? And is it based on this reality that someone just died, someone was just butchered? Do you think that is something advisable? Do you think that it is fair on ladies to take that stance when you can obviously see that this thing is red, but in your mind you make it green?
But it's not every lady. I feel like we are always pointing into that. It's every lady. It's not every lady. But the point about it is that, yes, you're totally right. Yes, a lot of people see those red flags, but they ignore. And I will say so because I still have someone that does the same thing.
I still want to ask you about what red flag is to you. What toxicity is to you. What are the signs?
Okay, but let me speak to this one.
Okay.
So basically, there's this lady I know of. The guy was like, I'm ready to get married. And the lady, she has always been coming around. You know, the guy will always treat her well. The family is always treating her well. She was like, well, this family is good enough. And when the guy said he was ready, the lady was not naturally ready. And the guy was like, I'm ready, let's get married. And they got married and things changed. Immediately they got married. He started showing himself things that he never did before. He started doing it. Now, there's that aspect of emotional abuse that is not coming in. He didn't raise his hands because toxicity doesn't mean I have to beat you.
Of course.
Before it's toxic.
Of course.
So it could be emotional abuse that, and it is happening with her. Because even to a point, it was one of the things that I wanted us to discuss about separate bedrooms, that the guy literally had to do a different bedroom and tell her to be going with the kids to go and stay in the bedroom. So if you want to fuck, we come to my own bedroom. It doesn't make sense. So that is part of the toxicity. Because even in public, the way he talks to her, I'll be like, that is my own toxic thing. You can't disrespect me in public. I don't share with a friend. So that is the point. That is where I have my own stand. If you don't respect me in public, that means you can't respect me inside the house. And this is happening with her as well. And every day she comes to my place, she keeps complaining. Me, I'm single. You advise them is wahala. So sometimes you stay in your lane. But sometimes they know that this is happening. But sometimes to speak up becomes a problem. And that is why a lot of them are committing suicide now because they can't speak up. Everybody's just keeping about, come about the sorrow. Yes, the aspect of finance coming. He has money. He's going to take good care of me if I leave now. And of course, peer pressure, family, but how do you want to do? That is also part of it. About the family that we are talking about, toxicity. Community comes in. Yes, community has the religious aspect, the friends and family.
Community, the society is encompassing, you know.
It's large. It's large. If you have to talk about it,
yes,
large.
like I something. Dali Moshu, you know, the religion,
and
the
everybody,
society,
you don't have to leave.
You know, you can. Do you know that's what killed IVD Moto's wife? You know, the family warned against the marriage, and when he finally went into that marriage, in fact, it was the IVD's wife that sponsored him to. You know, she dropped. I don't know if you know IVD Motors. That is now dating Blessed CEO. It was the wife, the late wife, that sponsored it. She dropped out for him to go to school because she's from a well-to-do family. Yeah. And when they finally,
she's not from a well-to-do family. If she's
hold on,
she can sponsor the two education.
No,
let us only establish this.
No, because when
some people do that. They do that for people they love. They drop out.
When she finally got married to that guy, she had to. You know that she had to wear that. Oh,
you can sponsor both.
Well to do. She died. That she can also sponsor herself.
All right. Let's.
It's because she loves that guy. Let me.
You know. So what I'm saying. Don't happen. People just make up story.
Let's go for a break. Let's drink. Let's take a sip and we'll be right back. Thank you. All right, it's still the delivery room. You're welcome back. The conversation is getting hotter and hotter, and we're still discussing toxicity in relationships and how it manifests, how it can be managed, and how it can be masked as well. So I'll start with you again, OJ. So let's talk about the issue of love, for what love is, or what the expression of love is. Sometimes can be masked with toxicity. Or you can say that people get toxic because they are so madly in love with someone, or the idea of someone. They don't want to lose them, so they have to do so many things to keep them, right? And most of these things might be, of course, you see people beat people and say, oh, yes, it's because I love you that I beat you. I don't know how genuine that is, but how do you see toxicity in relation with love? Do you think that love can also breed people getting toxic towards their partners?
In the context we are using love and being toxic, I would say there's more to what we are talking about here. Yeah. But with the question that you have just asked me, there's something I know about. They call this thing being overprotective.
Yeah.
You get?
If you love something, you want to protect it. You want to keep it.
If I love something, if I love him now, like as a
Please
friend.
don't love him. Love her.
Okay, coming from that, if I love her now.
Sorry, I'm not suggesting anything.
If I love her now, I'll be like, he is sitting beside her. If I'm being overprotective, I'll be like, he's sitting beside her. Why did she choose to go and sit in between? Like from there, so many things to start going on my mind. I'll be like, no. If she's going out, I'll still want to put something like a CCTV camera, or if there's a gauge The last time we did something, if there's a gauge, I'll be like, okay, the last time this place was closed. Okay. But there's no gauge.
But OJ,
Let me speak
can I
to that as well,
quickly,
please.
OJ, in between, a very quick question to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
How can we decipher between overprotectiveness
Yeah.
and jealousy in a toxic relationship?
Good.
Or can we merge both?
We can
in
merge
one?
both. We can merge jealousy.
Or what are the similarities?
But let's just
between both?
agree that they are still
Because
toxic
overprotective-
behaviors, right?
Yes.
But it's just the cost that we're talking about now.
Yes.
Is it out of love
But he's saying-
or out of...
No.
Hold on.
Based on what he said,
Yeah.
being overprotective, doing this and doing that. Now, if you look at it, it's very synonymous to being
Being
jealous. So how do we now?
Oh, it's natural to be jealous.
No.
Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
In a toxic
For
relationship,
something
love.
in a toxic relationship,
And still in the
it
context
gets-
of the question is answering that
Baba.
you get jealous because you love someone,
Person,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so because
So
you're
love,
jealous,
so the answer is still
Jealous,
love,
naturally.
yeah.
But not toxic.
Gino,
But not toxic.
Baba.
That's
Gino,
what I'm
If I
asking.
have this cup in the house,
Yes, please.
and this is the best thing ever I love in this house, if I see it to anybody, I'll be like, what are you doing with my cup?
But that's toxicity too.
God
So
bless you.
love still it's still a part of it.
It grows gradually.
So we are still on the same page of the fact that love is
But somebody
still
else can be with your cup.
Yeah.
Somebody else can be with your
sorry.
cup, and you can politely collect that cup back.
That is depending
That's
on
individual differences.
Exactly, but
Our mindsets.
but in the world of today,
Yeah.
love is still a part of that toxicity. Yes,
Okay,
and I'm
so
saying
love-
so. I'm
love
saying so.
also brings
Yes, it brings
toxicity.
toxicity because I
Kenny
have
Kepu, 2025.
Hold on, No, it's not in all cases.
Yes.
No, wait, Grandpa. It's not in all cases, but this is it.
I think
But it happens.
one day
Why not? No.
we'll have on this show just both Nakel and Kenny. Only. We'll call it the living room one-on-one. Don't worry.
Okay, so the fact about it that it happens a lot, especially when the person loves that person so much. That toxicity, it always comes in on the long run. It might start growing, like you said, but at the stage it will get there. I have a neighbor. The guy used to beat up black and blue. We know they sleep. 12 in the midnight, they will start doing, both of them punching. I'm not saying just the man, no. I'm talking about WWE inside the house. They won't let us sleep. Everybody has complained. In fact, we got to a stage, I had to call her hand in. I called my auntie, Joba me sorrowful. Like I said, single people, they pass our boundary. And you are married, talk to her. Is there a problem? But this girl will say that she'll give different excuses. It's because of this. No, it was obvious. She was in love with that guy. And even her herself, she used to start the conversation. The last time we talked about the fact that, she's always like the one causing him to be getting angry. And before you know it, so that's why I said that love still comes in because she's in love with the guy.
Nakel, I want to ask you, so based on this concept of what tough love, or if you can call it, or toxic love, or whatever it is you want to call it. Now, how does, as a man now, I want you to chronicle this as a man. So how do you avoid, or when does it become dangerous, or when does it become something that breaks the union? When does it become unhealthy?
The first thing we have to establish is that every love is jealous. Every love comes with jealousy. You understand? No, except you don't have interest in that thing.
Yeah.
When you have interest in something, you have to protect it. But it becomes extinction, it becomes dangerous, it becomes toxic
It becomes
when
evil.
it's affecting
When it's
the other person's mental health.
Yes.
When it's bringing physical or effects or physical
Combat.
harm to the other person. Yes, and you as a person, you have to. And while we went on break, I was saying something about. You see, relationship is different from marriage.
Yeah.
The way you handle toxic in marriage is different from how you handle it in relationship.
You still have the option
In
of
relationship, you can
Exactly.
easily work.
Yeah.
And in marriage, you must have done something. You must have oversight it.
Yeah.
You must have said, okay, I will tolerate it. You understand? And, okay, I understand. That is how it does.
Can I ask a
But
question?
all these things have expiring dates.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I grew up where my dad and my mom, they'll be like, Daddy, today, she will kneel down, collect my dad's bag. She get, like, in fact, when I was growing up, I never knew they always have arguments. I never knew they always have something to deal with in the house. Not until now. That I eventually now saw that some people might just, because they will never do it in front of us.
Yeah, that is
Now,
the understanding they have.
Now.
And the self-respect for one another.
God bless you. Now, the question now is, if you eventually now get married to someone, like your whole orientation is, my wife has to be submissive. My wife has to do this. Okay, if she can do all this, I can buy her the whole world. I'll take her around the world. I'll do this, I'll do that. I'm definitely going to make her happy. And I got married to someone that cannot do all this.
It cannot work. Because
won't work,
you are living in
definitely.
your own world. You are having that assumption. Let love flows the way it comes. But you must have this is what I look for in a man. This is what I look for.
Which is standard, which is not
And that is why we keep telling them.
unshakable.
Yes, that was the first thing I said. The ideologies that you are looking out
for.
for.
Person I want. And when by the time your want is becoming a Bollywood or
Nollywood or
Telemundo.
No, that is the basic failure.
Yes.
course.
By the time you are seeing in the TV, there's one trend that is going on now that every man that passes their wife and did not slap the bum, there's something wrong. And
So
some
they
people are
start
putting
creating
this thing
expectations,
inside
yes.
their head now. They are taking into their marriages. They are taking stupidity. By the time you are buying all these things, it's stupidity. Let me tell you, what love means to you or how your marriages will work will be different for how mine will be work, will be different for how build your own home.
Yes. So
By
now,
the time you build your home and you are now saying that, okay, this thing is not part of what I want, or what I want is not part of what you want, and you people cannot agree.
But I'm sorry, but based on what you're saying, it should start from the relationship angle, right? And that is why I keep saying it. Relationship that they will be doing 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, they are already getting married. That this is how it turns out. Relationship needs to be longer for you
Do you know
to.
that?
Relationship needs to be longer. No.
I can disagree
No,
with
if
you.
the relationship is
You can be in a
longer, you have to know the
relationship
person well enough.
for 3
Well
years
enough for
and
you
it still
to know the
fails.
flaws of that person.
It's not-
If it's
that's a
4 months, 5 months,
lie.
work.
But that's a lie.
How long was your
But that's
relationship?
not the
How long
guarantee.
was it?
But
So what are we saying?
but that's not a guarantee, right?
It's not a guarantee, but it's something that we must take into place.
The length of courtship does not determine the success.
It does. It might not for you.
But
It might not for you.
Again, yes.
It might not for you.
My own
It might not for you.
My own courtship, I can say maybe about 2 years. I've been married since 2011.
Well, courtship over 2 years.
And even if I've seen 100 there because I'm a comedian.
Yes.
All said and not said. Because I'm a comedian. And that is what works for me. It might not work for you. It determines your own partner. Yeah. So everybody.
Your partner can consider you a clown.
The fact about it is that the longer it is, the more you get to know that person. And you get to know the flaws. And that is what we are talking about the generation of today. It's a lie.
You think people be friends for 5 years?
Hold on.
I said by the time they get married,
Yeah.
it turns to another thing.
It means that they never knew each other. There was no love there. There was no love there in this relationship. Now lie.
Baba, there's
Now
something
lie
I'll
or
say.
Marriage is fun.
Let's hear
There's something
Obi
I'll say.
Okay.
before I come to
Over
the-
now,
Yeah.
over time, before now and over time, I've told some people that if it is religiously okay or morally okay for us to be like, the both of you want to get married, right? Okay, let's lock you and you inside a room. This, you don't need 1 year. Let's just put you inside a room for like few months. Just like Big Brother Nigeria and all those things. And if the both of you can come out and still choose like, yes, I can get married to you.
But that one,
Yeah, that's the courtship, yeah.
That's what courtship is supposed to.
But that
That's
courtship-
when they wake up to the knack. You go sit because you don't see any other fishes.
Exactly.
That you
That-
know,
and it's
Abi,
They wake up to the knack.
But it's still courtship.
Abi,
But not knocking in the room, Sha. Not knocking in the room.
What is the issue? Now people they say, okay, I don't knock today. I don't go outside. You don't say another girl will get bomb, or you don't say another. Send them lock inside this one. Let me tell you.
Nake, you like say we go leave this show for you. We go soon leave this show for you. Nake, we go leave this show for
Please,
you.
let's
Don't worry.
let's
You are not allowed to talk about. We go leave this show for you now. But on a more serious note, hold on a more serious note.
I keep
You know, Habib, I think the problem we have
We all agree in that.
is that they don't know the difference between
because you don't have any other
ideal
option.
and realist. You know, in theory,
You don't have any other option.
I did political science. That's what we call idealism and realism.
Yeah.
So the problem we have is there's people that we call idealists and realists. The problem that we have in this part of the world is we're all idealists.
Yes, everybody.
We are not realists.
No, we are realists in this.
Yes,
hold
hello.
on.
Before
Not everybody. It's part of
Hold on.
Wait.
We have idealists and we have realists.
That is part about it.
Now
Yes,
the problem
sir.
we have that's making
That is
the
it.
relationship
Because
toxic
now,
is that
Africa-
because
Yeah, yes.
we are
What's the value of
idealists.
marriage?
We need to give him his own show. There's not to be
Let's
give him
Let's
his
hear
own
this.
show.
Let's
Because
hear
it's not for year one.
Correct that impression.
No,
No, he cannot correct it. It's
Hold on,
he cannot correct
But
his
you need to
opinion.
understand. You need
It's
to
his opinion.
understand
You
what
can't
he's
correct
saying.
it. It's the one
This part
speaking,
of the
though.
You need to
country,
understand
It's
what
not
he's
speaking, though, that girl.
saying.
Mo
Ó ti dá Alámìlà.
Of course now. Now, ó ti bẹ́ jù.
Ó bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
Ó bẹ́, of course,
Ó
ó
jẹ́ kí n parí ọ̀rọ̀
bẹ́.
tí
Ó
mo
bẹ́.
fẹ́
Ó
sọ.
ṣe náà yẹ kó gba show títí ẹ̀. Ó
You
bẹ́ ni.
know, so what I was saying basically is that many of us are idealists, we're not realists. And when I say we're idealists and not realists, is that part of what is causing toxicity in relationship and marriage is the social media.
Yes, and when the
So instead of them coming to reality that Ogbeni,
Social media
like
is
this
not
would be
real life.
real.
Online family làwọn yẹn o.
online family làwọn yẹn o. So a lot of times,
When did it happen?
what has caused a
when
lot
did you
of
people
toxic,
on internet?
And this is the way it
stuff.
makes it toxic already
Yeah.
A
today.
lot of things that have made toxicity, either monetary in relationship or otherwise, is
Internet.
what we've seen over the years since the advent of internet and the way internet has now gone bigger now.
Yes.
That's
You see, Instagram, it expanded the social media
No, you
network.
shouldn't have said this part of the world. No, I didn't jump. You made a
you
mistake.
jumped.
You jumped.
You
You
shouldn't
jumped.
have said this part of the world.
Yes,
Okay.
you jump.
You shouldn't have said that.
Let's
You shouldn't have said that.
let's
It's part
agree.
of the world.
Let's
I said
agree.
sometime.
But actually, idealism is what rules now. Everybody has the idea of the kind of union
Person
they
they
have
want
in
or the
their
kind of-
But
head. And then,
in reality, it's like,
and then,
okay,
yes.
I want a corporate girl. I want somebody that is, you know.
Of course, that's why people have
I want this.
expectations
But at the end
that-
of the day,
Exactly.
that's why people have expectations that may not be met.
Exactly.
And then-
you know,
And
you see,
And then a lot of people are so delusions too.
Yeah, don't let us be gay. Don't let us
But
be
might
gay.
not be
Because we are still
what
talking about
lined
toxicity.
up.
You still making a point. You still making a
So,
point.
so
Yes.
Kenny, let me ask you this. Do you think that, going back to the base story now, the story of the guy that chopped his girlfriend, do you think that the lady actually saw some of those flags? Or do you think that maybe she found out something, that's why he probably had to do what he did? Or maybe she's just flowing with the, what is a cool guy?
This is a totally different case, so we have to be very careful. We are talking about someone killing someone.
Yes.
It's very difficult for you to see some of those things, especially if it's someone that can mask it well.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
it's
like
different. Hold on.
extreme
It's
case,
different for
yes.
someone that is all-tempered or you disrespect you in public, or all those ones are easy. We're talking about someone killing someone. All of us, we don't know each other. There are people that we are, yes, I don't know you. But it doesn't. There's some things that I might not be able to. Even in relationship, they will max it well. You're talking about killing someone. Other things is easy, but that one, please, I don't want to hold it to the lady that she must have seen it. That's why it's like that. If the guy was a Yahoo boy, now it's a different case. All of them, everybody, some people in that match, yeah. He's a catch, Yahoo boy. It's because of the money. Thank God, he's now a gospel artist. It's a different situation.
Okay.
It's a different conversation.
All right. So now, when we're talking about the fact that people can mask it, people can do all of these things, and then we've talked about how love also interplays with this thing. So, how do you now deal with this toxicity when it is staring you in the face? When you see things that you don't like, do you, because, this person is, okay, for example, you said you don't like a hot-tempered person. So when every other thing checks for you, but this hot temper is a problem, is there a way you can, how do I say, tolerate or manage the
So
person?
basically for me,
Yes.
what I do, it might not work for some. What I do is just sit down with the person, have the one-on-one conversation.
If the person is even willing to,
Willing to.
yeah.
But if over time, it keeps up and it keeps up and it keeps up, or probably she tries to adjust for a while, only one for only
100.
So if she tries to calm down for a while, and probably during that period, I was deceived to be married to her. Let's go that route. And I was deceived by how to change, and she continues again. Baba, my health is wealth. I have two options. Either I separate or I go and divorce. So if I don't want to do the divorce part, there
are some people. See, there are some people that can easily manage it. That's why it depends.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. That's why
Managing it now.
Other partners can lead to so many things. It can lead to this killing also.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It can lead to body harm.
Actually.
I don't know if you know an hotel in Ahmadiyya that he took his wife abroad, and when they came back from Dubai, the wife used hot iron on him.
Yeah.
I don't want to, if I called him of the hotel in Ahmadiyya.
I heard about it.
Yes. Hot temperedness because the wife had seen messages
Yes.
on his phone. And I'm sure before that time, he already
signs
knows that
would have
his
been
wife
known.
is
Hot-tempered, which-
But only man at the level to change on here. hot iron.
Like the
And
guy
the man
was-
died.
the man was
So
sleeping.
I'm saying,
But-
yeah,
But do you think it's only those people that are all tempered that have this kind of
he was
attitude?
sleeping.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just those people that are all tempered? Do you know that someone that is calm can also kill him for some
Exactly.
reason? It's not just
Exactly.
about
You
being
can
all
be
tempered.
triggered.
You can be triggered at that moment. So it's not even about
Yes.
someone that is all tempered
Always pray
because and
because nobody's perfect. Like,
Exactly,
No matter how conscious
exactly.
you are, no matter how expert you say you are, even all these pastors that give counseling, all these kind of married counselors that give counseling, most of them still get divorced.
Of course.
Nobody is
Yeah.
perfect. Like I always said, marriage is a dark web. Ọjà òkùnkùn ni. You don't know what is inside.
What you're expecting. You don't know what you're expecting.
You learn. So let's just always pray. But at the same time, that red flag is always there. There are
Of
some
course,
things
yeah.
that is extremely for most of us that this thing I cannot. And if that thing is what you cannot accept and you've seen it once, if you say, okay, I can want to tolerate or okay, maybe the person will adjust, you will end up.
For you, don't try to manage it. Don't try to
Whatever you
Don't manage
do in
it.
my book, whatever.
Don't manage it
try to
at
work it
out.
all.
Okay,
Don't manage it
I'll
at
come to you.
all.
Okay, some things actually do happen when we are talking about this red flag. So, at times when we get angry and we raise eyebrow, you'll be like, okay, and you're calm, you'll be like, why did I do this thing? Okay, look at it from this angle. She's my wife. And all of a sudden, because she's learned, she's well-read, I'll be like, babe, I've always wanted you to never to put that cup there. But you've always been doing it. Please don't let it repeat itself. All those kind of things. The guy will be like, and guys will be like, Amy, I'm the man in this marriage. Not all men, though. Some guys will be like, oh, to be shady. Well, let me just leave her. And some men will be like, I got married to you. I picked your dowry. How can you be raising voice at me like that? You get from there gradually.
Voila starts. Yeah.
But talking about that red flag, if me personally, I can be a calm person, and I see anytime I just raise my voice, she talks back at me, I can see the red flag that she's also temperamental. But because we are in love, before we got married, I would be like, baby,
Manage it.
I can manage it, man. You.
For how long? Yeah, for
No, but
I change that. I will change that.
I will change
I will
her,
change
of
her.
course. Yeah, all those things
Yes,
happen. I can change it, I can manage it. But I think that people genuinely want to manage it. People genuinely out
some
of
people do
love,
still manage it though.
out of being
Well, I think
genuinely
Some people-
love,
there's still some
out of
people-
being
I think the
genuinely-
reason
red flag.
why sometimes some people manage is because we have come to the realization that nobody is perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
another thing.
The realization that those red flags we're talking about would always exist in every individual. It now depends on which strata of person are you dealing with,
Or the one you can take.
or the one
Yes.
you can take.
Ah.
It might not be one red flag, but in a list of preference, in a scale of 1 to 10, which can I not do? Which one can I do? So the
One that is
basic
worse
truth
is
is
not.
we all have our red flags. That's why we're not perfect human beings.
100.
Except you are Jesus Christ or God yourself. Nobody is perfect. I'm sure if you sit,
Jesus Christ,
if you sit your wife down, she will see some certain other side of you. So it happens to everybody. So
But she did manage me.
so that's how it is. Nakel too will say the same thing. His wife too will say the same thing.
Yeah.
So the red flag that Nakel's wife is managing, Kenny might not be able to manage.
Definitely.
So now,
And that's why we say that the red flag of a thing, it gets to a stage that you know that you cannot handle it.
Yes.
just
End
leave.
it.
But how is it to leave? Personally, I don't all this leave, just leave.
I mean,
go.
You want the person to not stay in toxic relationship.
It's on an individual thing.
Is it just
leave,
like do you
Just
just
wake up
leave?
one morning and
And
It's not just about just walking home and
Is it
just
that
packing.
easy
Now it's
to
something that
do?
you've seen
in most
for a
cases-
while now. It's
in
something that
most
you've seen.
cases,
And that's
it's
what
all
we're talking
your
about.
mental state.
Exactly.
But
And if you don't leave, they will still criticize you. They will still
Yes.
criticize you. So,
Reason why many people are walking out of relationship these days is not because of the intoxication or the red flag. It's because of selfish interest.
Yeah, everybody's looking out for themselves.
everybody don't get
Because
it.
by the time you sit many people down and ask them questions, you will see that it is what doesn't make sense.
To them, that's why they left the relationship.
But we are talking about the
But that's
toxicity
also
here. So,
Yeah, it's valid because they were
No,
not.
we're
even
not.
ready.
We are
but we are moving it to another place.
Hold on.
That is not toxicity here. So for me, that's another thing.
Yes, that is what I said.
So this is not.
we're not
Yeah, this is not
I'm
toxicity.
making reference to what Adib said that Should everybody just walk out?
No, you have taken too many
Tonight is
juice.
Thursday.
You have taken too many juice. That's why
Holding on to your throat or your neck.
You did hear.
Yes.
Continue.
Okay.
We've had you.
All right.
We've had you. We've had you.
All right.
Take more juice. We've had you.
All right.
I didn't hear that.
All right. I think that for the one of the very few times on this show, we are all on the same page, which is except for some people that are
Which one? Which one is this one?
or perpendicular to me. I think we've been able to chronicle this issue and bring out the fact that, of course, toxicity is something that lives with us, and if you cannot take it,
Yes. Okay.
leave the kitchen. If you cannot handle the heat, just leave the kitchen. So that's much of it for today for this particular episode of the Delivery Room. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you do, please like and subscribe and make your comment. Let's know what you think. Let's also know what you feel about our guests, who would like to see, what topic you'd like us to discuss, amongst other things. Until then, thank you, Jay, for showing up today.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nakel,
Namaste.
Femi, and
Thank you very
Kenny.
much.
Yes, she was
Pleasure
able
being here today.
to. She was able to handle them today. Yes.
Don't decide.
All right, guys. See you on the next episode.
Muju say.